When I was talking about futures yesterday, he got an email from Robinhood saying, "Hey, we want your business." I thought that was pretty good. That was pretty funny. Never know who's in these rooms. Anyway, I'm gonna get started. Thank you for being here. We got a huge crowd for our wrap up. Market. I'm calling this market. Did anybody ever see the movie, The Groundhog? Anybody ever see that movie? And Bill Murray starred in it. And they, every day he comes back and does the same thing. Everybody, everybody, everybody remember that movie? Well, this market is a groundhog market. And let me give you a clue. We open this market at 59.50 January. February we opened at 59.82, and they pull it back each month and then let you replay the same trades that you made the previous month. So you need to be aware of that. Okay. I've seen this story before. I don't know how long it'll last, but I don't know about you. I want to take advantage of that as we go into March. Everybody understand what I'm saying? I mean, you see stocks like Meta that was up 18 and 19 days in a row, and now they can't find a buyer, right? So it's going to come down to the monthly open or slightly above last month's open, which was, I think, 675 at 683, and they're going to start buying it. Okay, see if that doesn't play out. And it's a pattern I observed many years ago, and we got the same pattern again. So you can see where some of these babies have been, and they'll go back up, the good ones. Anyway, I'm going to be taking advantage of that, obviously. Okay? And that's just the way it is. Well, Lori, we're going to change that for you, okay? That's what we're going to do. Groundhog Day, Brandon said was the name of it. Yeah, Groundhog. I just remembered the groundhog, so I'm calling it the Groundhog Market. Let me get started, folks. I got something really special today. I got a signal taking the first 3 days of the month that will outperform buying hold using options. There's some mistakes that people make, and it holds you back from this kind of action. That's why you need to be able to do options. Okay. And you don't need 100,000 to do it because it's 1/10 the money. So it's leverage with options. And we'll isolate those hottest stocks, and we'll play those in the month of March. On March the 4th, you got to remember a couple things, okay? You get in around the week of March the 4th, and you exit those options the last week of March. Can everybody do that? If I said, hey, we're going to get in on that March the 4th week, and we're going to exit those options at the end of the month. Can everybody here do that? If I show you, it will pay you to grow your account that way. Well, it works, and we're going to do it. Now, there's profit performance is not typical. Make no future earnings claims. You may lose money. Trades are expressed from back-tested data in order to demonstrate the potential of it. In 51 trades, according to the study, it delivered 35 wins, 16 losers for a 68%, almost 70% win rate. Average gain, winners and losers combined was 28, almost 30%, with a profit factor of 1.82, about 2 to 1. We cannot guarantee any specific future results, as there's always a high degree of risk involved in trading. See our terms on the home page. Now, what I've learned in 40 years, I've learned in trading there will be some losers. There's no black box miracle that prints out winning trades automatically. The whole purpose that I do this for, not only for you, but for me, is to get an edge in the markets. If you can't handle a losing trade, then you shouldn't be trading at all. As I wrote in my book, there's no crying in trading. Again, losses in trading have occurred and will occur in the future. You think of every trade as one of the next 10,000. You're not here for a brief period of time. You're here for the rest of your trading career. That's our goal. Folks don't know me. I'm Tom Busby. I've been trading for a lot of years, and certain stocks have explosive months that far outperform their pace for an entire year, like Walmart. Some people think these explosive monthly moves happen at random. They don't. I'll show you why they're not random, with no telltale signs at all. When you start seeing these hindsight headlines, wondering how it happened, what could have been, Walmart stock's up 13% over the past month, came into earnings. Now they're correcting, down about 10%. But I'm here to tell you, thanks to a little known signal hidden in the first 3 days of every month, it's possible to anticipate these explosive moves and jump in before the stock has a chance to race higher, allowing us a shot to capture a full year's worth of buy and hold stock returns in the matter of weeks. Let me stop right there. We're talking about a stock, maybe like Walmart, that produces 70-something% record year over a year, and be able to match that using options, using the format. Remember that date I told you, March 4th? That's the next date on the calendar. That's the date we'll be getting in that week. Take a closer look at Walmart move here. It had an incredible year, up 72%, January to December, the whole year long. A lot of overnights there. Now, nobody's going to complain about that, having that in your portfolio. 72% is pretty good, almost great. But anyone who knew about the signal I'm going to teach and trade the first 3 days of the month, put that aside, you don't have to worry about it. It sets up. Could have jumped in before the stock exploded all month long using this signal, and they jumped in with a straightforward option play. Nothing complicated. They only had a shot at matching the full year's return, which was 164% gain. That's 2.5 times that year. Now, that ought to wake you up. And you'll see today we have an opportunity to catch these explosive moves all year long. But you got to know about the 4th trading day of the month. Now, before I get into it, let me properly introduce myself to anyone new. I got a lot of new people showing up, and they're growing. I've been an active trader since the 70s. I'm a former member of Chicago Mercantile Exchange. In my professional career, I had the pleasure of working at Smith Barney. I was one of only 50 people selected to have a Globex terminal. What's significant about that, folks, the exchange saw fit to give me a Globex terminal. This is the forerunner to electronic trading. Only 50 of us got it outside of Chicago. I have 3 books published. In recent years, working with a lot of people, over 100,000 readers and students at DTI, I developed a new hobby, pinpointing unique strategies and opportunities no one else sees it. Like when I taught folks about a new CBOE regulation that made it possible to target cash over the Weekend Profits Club. When I identified a strange breakout signal in the stock market every Tuesday, the Power Program. And all that time, a breakout signal as powerful as what I'm showing you, night after night, day after day. But the key is March 4th coming up for the month of March. Before we get there, let me bust one of the most common trading rules. You probably might be holding yourself back and don't even know it, because the way you've been taught to trade, I surefire safest method taught by hedge funds and financial managers alike. They're keeping for your biggest and best opportunities. We don't care about the ticker. We care about the numbers of the ticker. The old buy and hold portfolio. Most traders talk about all the bad with a little bit of good by selling for buy and hold schemes. You see, a really great stock like NVIDIA breaking higher on extended rally could have been played 10 months last year. 10 months. Decide to dip your toe in, add some shares to your portfolio, watch it wipe out the next month. You see, just because the stock was strong in January, February, March, if it doesn't fit the criteria, doesn't mean it's going to be strong in April and May. And if the stock was weak in June or July, doesn't mean it's going to be strong in August or weak in August. Now, if you ever fall in that trap, let me be very clear. It's not your fault. In reality, stocks don't move in a straight line. I've talked about that year to year, even month to month. There's good months, there's bad months, and months where a stock hardly moves at all. But as you'll soon see, every month there's a Wall Street force which can seem random, but is absolutely consistent, identifying the stocks that are going to move. Berkshire was a stock that moved this month. That's an example. NVIDIA was a stock that moved this month. Years worth of returns in just one single month using this strategy. Like what happened in NVIDIA back in October. Now you probably think of NVIDIA in 23 and 24 as one of the hottest stocks on the planet, which it was. 2024, the stock nearly rose 200%, but it didn't go in a straight line, did it? August, September were rough months for the chip-making powerhouse. Shares got hammered in August when investors decided their record earnings simply wasn't good enough. Dropped, I think, 38% in that time frame. And September started even worse, was the worst ever single day loss of value in the stock's history. Entering October chart didn't look pretty. However, look at this. Make that changeover from September to October. It's like a switch was flipped. Stop light went from red to green. That's what you're looking for. Now, the answer to this question is use this approach. That's how you can see it. And as I'll show you, we've isolated that signal right in that 3-day window, first 3 days of the month. When it triggers, like it did right there, look at that. Bada boom. Even though stock's been stuck in neutral or reverse for months, anyone who followed that signal in NVIDIA in October could have seen a juicy 6% gain almost no one was expecting in 1 month. That kind of reversal might seem like an outlier or to happen for no reason whatsoever because of the undercover Wall Street force, which had sent stocks absolutely soaring for the month. In a nutshell, at the beginning of every month, there's something special that happens. A massive flood of capital pours into very specific funds, roughly $25 billion a month on average. And this sudden surge of new cash forces Wall Street institution funds to buy stocks, pushing them higher all month long. The key here is wait and go month to month using options, not the underlying stock, but using options on an approach that gets started on the 4th trading day of the month. Look at Devon. Stock was neutral, not going anywhere. Positive earnings report. Calendar turned to March. Moved a little higher. Started roaring like clockwork. So what happened? The calendar changed over. Wall Street started testing waters on Devon, with the stock moving amount of investment. With all that money flooding in, the stock was extremely likely to raise higher, and that's exactly what happened. Most folks didn't catch it. But anyway, I knew about one key signal near the start of the month could have gotten in. And after the afterburners engaged all month long, here we go, 238%. And the beauty of this, you have a cross check over 12 times a year. The first few trade days of the month will set the tone, tip their hand on the stocks they plan to accumulate. And when the fireworks begin, you're there. And at the beginning of each month, Wall Street gets a ton of cash pouring in. We're talking about money coming in your 401k, IRAs, pension funds, you name it. And it's not like only a few bucks here. It's a lot of money. Deposits reached over $1 trillion last year alone. They're putting that cash directly in the stock that hedge funds and Wall Street thinks are most likely to pay. And as Wall Street starts every new month with a whole new heap of cash, has to go somewhere, and they just don't throw it in the S&P. Now, if they did that, no one would invest with them, would they? Money managers get paid hefty performance bonus for beating the S&P, and you have a few stocks that diverge from whatever trend you're in. So at the start of the month, they dip their toe in for a number of stocks, searching for that, which one's going to be the one and which one's going to respond the most favorably, and they keep buying that sucker all along. Like American Express, great stock back in 2024. Those surprised that Wall Street has an eye on American Express all the time. Hey, it's one of Buffett's favorite stocks. But June wasn't pretty for the stock. When the calendar flipped, here we go. We saw a wave of new investment first 3 days of the month. And since the stock reacted positively, Wall Street knew it was a great time to hit the afterburners and pour in more cash. Now, it shouldn't surprise you that Wall Street can make the stock market move. But you might be surprised to know that regular everyday traders ride those waves to giant monthly trade opportunities, and you don't need to track insider buying to do it. We have the setup, we have the tools, we can do this ourselves. Now, you just need to look at the key sign the first 3 days of the month. Like on the American Express example I just showed you, first 3 days of the month, Wall Street was testing the waters, find out what the markets would give it, back and forth. All was needed for that stock to open even higher, show us that Wall Street was coming back and pouring in more money. We got the exact signal in a few days. American Express started ripping higher, and here we go. You know when to look, how to look. You got your numbers, and you're ready to go. The day Wall Street was poured more capital into American Express, you jumped in on aggressive bullish pay, waited to the end of the month, and looking at 125% gain in less than a month. All on stock, the return just 60% for the entire year, meaning just one trade alone. Anyone could have doubled the yearly return on American Express in less than a month. And every time you see a sturge over, it's almost certain sign that Wall Street's rotating money in there. That's called money flow. That's why I call this window the launch pad. If Wall Street gets the response it's looking for, they're ready to turn on the afterburners and send the sort. Does everybody know what afterburners are on a jet? Let me ask that question. Who knows what afterburners are on a jet? Watch this happen again in September on another favorite, Amazon. Here we go. Now remind you, September wasn't a pretty month for stocks. In fact, September was off to a historically bad start. But even at an awful start, Amazon was trying to push. Very similar to Apple this month. Suggests that Wall Street was flooding in and a launch pad was forming. A few days later, stock had started to rally, climbing high enough to be the fourth most valuable company in the world for a period of time, which meant the very next day, the signal came, immediate move higher, and from there it was off to the races. If you'd caught that signal, jumped in when it fired, you could have gained 39% in a few weeks. Now, imagine Amazon's year-long gains, all during the worst trading month of the year. Now, 2000, placed in that stock, could have paid out $774 in a matter of weeks. Now, that's enough to get your attention, especially when the price of eggs is out of control. And the amount of money that people believe they need to able to retire is always on the rise. Ever since I've been around, been on the rise. And the best part about this strategy, you don't have to front run the market, because during the first 3 days of the month, Wall Street is just probing the market, trying to find out which stocks have it. Trillions of dollars. Instead, they're going to see how we're going to take advantage of it, is what we're going to do. And whether it starts building momentum, stock moves favorably, only then they will start to unleash the money. For example, look back at American Express, strong earnings report, surged higher, the calendar flipped over, push the stock even higher, but pay close attention. Watch what happens. Now, showing us how Wall Street was willing to push it over 3 days. Everyone else to prove to Wall Street there was they should put their money in. That's exactly what happened. Look at that candle. Look at that candle grow. That's what I call the afterburner candle. That's what you're looking for. But as soon as the Wall Street sees the puppy, they fire all engines and off we go, which is exactly what happened. You get 3 of these a month going your way, and that retirement account, the one that you're, sort of leaving for long term, is going to grow. You got a factor of 1 versus 10 times leverage doing this. It's a great strategy. Now, you didn't have to figure out what Wall Street is doing and figure it out. You could simply wait for the afterburner and jumped in before the stock raced higher, 158%. Once again, more than doubling the year-long efforts of the stock in a single month. Watch this play out in NVIDIA from January. Look what happened. Everyone knows NVIDIA's 2023 was one of the record books. But by the end of the year, experts were warning of a big collapse. They always do that, by the way. Okay? Some even like it that Cisco's epic meltdown after the dot-com bubble. You can understand investors were a bit cautious after that kind of move. That's not what Launchpad showed us. Immediately, big money was pouring in, trying to push the stock higher. Wall Street didn't have to wait long. Very next day, Afterburner fired, showing Wall Street the momentum was definitely there, and they could safely fire those jets off. And they did, sending the stock soaring higher all month long. Anybody had known after or about the Afterburner, you get in and let it move higher with your money, which is the fun part. 109% winner on that one. 2,000 into 4,180 bucks. Now you should be starting to see the power of what I'm teaching right now. This ought to be helping you get a mental picture of why that date I told you at the beginning of this webinar was important. March 4th. Don't forget that date. You've heard those ads selling me and go away. Well, Wall Street certainly didn't listen to Amazon last year. You see the launch pad setting up, clear as day, the first 3 days in June, off we went. Now type your answer. What do you think Amazon did in June? What do you think Amazon did? Type your answer in there, up or down, when you see that. That's right, Kim. That's right. That's right, Bruce. Okay. Everybody's getting it now. That's right. That certain afterburner hits, pushes the stock higher, meaning what you think would happen next. Here we go. That's what we're going to do March the 4th. See that afterburner and go. For an explosion higher, wait to the end of the month, get out. And that could see an outrageous 118% gain. Eclipsing the total year-long returns at Amazon more than 2.5 times. Now, of course, that's a monster return. And I can't guarantee future returns. Losses do happen. That's part of trading. But whether it's a 40% return, 6% return, all the examples I went over, when it works out, these afterburners have repeatedly shown the power to blow the old buy and hold portfolio tactics out of the water. Now, I've shown you several great effects of the afterburner this afternoon. But it boils down to a simple process. And that process is, like I told you, on your calendar, mark the date, March 4th. We will look and scan the stocks that have good options and that are showing the propensity to move. And then we'll take those options and we'll enter those options with a target date to exit that last week of the month. That's simple. Enter on the first of the month on March the 4th, exit on the last week of the month. Everybody here can do this. Starts on the 4th day of the month. By the end of that day, you see the afterburner forming, and we start committing that week to exit on the last part of the month. We'll set our risk limit. I'll show you what that is. Set your target. Sort of set it and forget it type of trade. You ask for it, we put it together, and I've got it. So if you're watching right now and capable of taking a simple strategy and putting it to work, this is for you. You don't need any fancy indicators to do this. All you need to know is this timing approach. No advanced software. You don't need to worry about buying and holding for months at a time. We know our end date. You just need to know what to look for on the 4th day of the month. And my team and I would like to help you get started. We'll show you how it works. We'll welcome you to this premium trading group we call Afterburner Alerts. Let me stop. I want everybody here to know when we're going to get started. March the 4th. Put it on your calendar. March the 4th. That's that Tuesday. I call it trade day. It's the only strategy I know of using the afterburner approach, using and targeting money to exit that last part of the month. It will outperform buying and hold. Here's how it's going to work. Our team will go through the markets, identify the candidates. You've heard of my 10 tickers. I will take the 10 tickers that most qualify, watch those tickers, and then we go into the action mode on the 4th day. You saw how valuable it is. What I do each every week, we're going to take it to the next level. We'll send all the alerts and the detail to you, email. We'll have a room for you for the afterburners. We'll take the symbol, the entry price, where we're going to exit at. It's all going to be there. Just like our study shows, you can see it on Walmart back in September. Our team would see the Launchpad Foreman in the first 3 days. Accelerator fired, off we went. You got the email, you did the trade. It went higher over the following days. You took your profit for a 90% winner. Now, Wall Street is only going to pour money into the very best stocks. We'll find out in that 3-day period. We'll be watching it like a hawk for every single one. You'll have 10 candidates. Hard to beat 3, might do 5, but you'll have it. Entered on that week, exited at the last week of the month. That's our plan. You don't have to be set to your computer. It's that set it and forget it with our strategy. You get SMS alerts, Telegram alerts, you'll be notified. So whether you're at home or on the go, you'll get the tickers, you'll get the entry prices, you'll get the options, and you'll be ready to go. Which would have come in handy just days ago, according to our research. Because earlier, CrowdStrike, and when the accelerator fired the next day, look at it. Right there, works the same way. Up we went, off to the records. Shot at 40% winner in a few days on that one. 1,000, and each of those 2 trades would have paid the following. That's pretty good money. $1,306 in afterburner winners. And if you've been twice as confident, put more money in, you've made $26.12. Now, of course, not every trade is going to work out that well, but imagine what's possible with 2 or 3 of those trades per month. Let the percentages work for you. At DTI, there's we give a whole lot more than just giving you spoon-fed trades. I teach you how to fish. In fact, teaching has been a passion of my 40-year career, and that won't change with Afterburner Alerts. That is why I'm thrilled to announce the Afterburner Alerts Masterclass. In this class, my team and I will teach you everything you need to know about this strategy, how to use it, how to identify it, how to apply it, how to allocate it. All that will be included. Which trades to set up, when to get out, to take profits or help get out of the bad ones, and so much more. I'm confident this class I could sell for $497. Just ask 1,000 students who learned from me. Here are a few of our top stories. Look what Deb said. And she's right. I want you to succeed, but you got to listen and take the trades. Or Carol totally was against this game until she got involved. She's become a very, very effective trader. Took a lot of time, but she did. Carlos, who runs a section at Google, a local, you've met him, he's a great guy. He loves what I do, and he comes to every event I have here in Jacksonville. Now, I want to put your picture up here next time I talk about Afterburner Alerts. After attending our live masterclass, take a deep breath for a second. Look at everything you get when you join today. You get the Afterburner class masterclass. You get the Telegram channel. You get the email alerts, 2 or 3 trades minimum per month, and SMS alerts. We could charge whatever we want to after I show this year. Take a look at everything you're going to get right away. total access. But two things that make it easy for you to see. I want everyone to know that we recently supercharged our customer support to give you better help. You got free access there as a VIP every Monday through Friday, any questions. Help you all the students answer the questions. You might have about your membership, trade alerts, one-click trading, and more. If you have questions, this should be your very first stop. Now, for part two, I'm going to slash the price for new members. Like I said, as I take this group, my beta group through it with me, we're going to take advantage of it. And there's an urgent reason why. See that chart right there? Chart of a hedge fund buying tendencies. And that red circle, that shows us the hedge fund activity is near its highest levels extra. Money is going to flow in this market. This groundhog market I talked about, which means that the time has never been better to start target afterburner opportunities. So, on this beta price today, we're not going to charge you top dollar. Trading with me, you extend your subscription if you want to. You got the founder's discount to everyone here today. Forget about paying the $19.97. Lock yourself in, just try these trades out. This is what I'm going to do to make sure everybody here that's serious about trading can join. You got to do this because it will put you in a position to maybe stay longer or not. You get 3 months. We lowered the price to $247 to give you a chance to see this work. What date? March the 4th for the month of March. Giving you a shot to try out these trades and get to know the strategy and prove just how powerful what we're talking about. Now we're going to drop the link in here right now. I don't know if there's a limit on what they're going to accept today, but I can tell you the following. Here's what you want. March the 4th to the kickoff date. There's one more thing about getting these first 3 months. Wins are never guaranteed, but my option hack is going to be taught, and you will be able to see things that help you maybe break even in a worst case scenario. How you like that? Nifty trick for when you want to lock in your gains and spend more time watching a trade develop. I call it the Delta 50 option hack. Love the name, but I love the technique even more. And I'll teach you all about it and how to use it. I'm giving you 3 months for this price, Robin. 3 months, that's right. And you get a lot of stuff in that 3 months. The masterclass, first of all. Absolutely free as part of the year. Actually less for Afterburner Alerts, the Delta 50 than you pay for the class alone. But you have to join today to get access to it. So don't sit on the fence too long, because the rock bottom introductory prices, introductory, if you want to get in here. Get on board. March the 4th is the kickoff. Go to dtitrader.com/burn. Or call our number, 904-706-3532. They'll answer your questions. If you got any, I think I covered it all, but if you got any, it's time to get serious about March. Don't miss out on the first alerts. We'll call it the alert week, dtitrader.com/burn. Remember, Afterburner Alerts is the only strategy I know of focused on using the Afterburner to target a year's worth of buy and hold returns in a single month. According to our research, it's capable of delivering incredible returns like CrowdStrike, Palantir, Walmart, NVIDIA, and Xperi. I know one thing about going fast. With the afterburners engaged, all you had to do is stay strapped in and hang on for a ride. Now, I promise future returns and guarantee against losses, but wondering how the next trade will be there with me. There's only one way to find out. Go to dtitrader.com/burn, and I want to answer a few of the standard frequently asked questions. How much do you need to get started? At least 2,000, I think. You don't want to risk more than that on any single trade. Can you really do this? Yes. Most straightforward strategy that we've ever used. When do we get in? Week of March the 4th. When do we get out? The last week of the month. Can you remember that portion of entry and exit timing? You know it up front. You got that week to get in, and you got that week to get out. Wherever trade bill winner. No, afterburners are powerful, but all trading involves risk to loss. Well, I teach you, absolutely, I teach you how to get started. That's why I have this master class. Minimum 2 to 3 per month. We'll go from a watch list of 10. Instant access to indicator guide. Get it on a page after you order. Call our team to join today. What's the first trade? You'll get all the info, all the setup, and you'll be ready to go on March the 4th. There it is, folks. DTItrader.com/burn or 904-706-3532. I laid it out. I answered your questions. We've cut the price to give you 3 months. Folks, you know what this is? 3 months. In on March the 4th week, out the last week of the year. Is that simple enough to grow your account? Tell me yes. Tell me I'm hitting a home run here. Tell me I'm hitting a home run, because I think I am. In on the first week, out on the fast week. Kim says, absolutely. Catherine says, this is great. She says, all I got to do is remember, be there on the first week and get out on the last week. I can remember that. That's right, SP. That's right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Pretty cool, isn't it? Now think about this. You remember the date I told you when we started? March 4th. Steven said, this is outstanding. Here's the beautiful thing about it. The leverage. The leverage. I will custom make those option spreads. There's, trades that we do that you'll do it. You'll go, I get it. I get it. Isn't that neat? Isn't that neat? Any other questions anybody has? Dave, that's what I'm going to teach in the master class, how to maximize it, okay? How to maximize it. That's what the master class is all about. Great question. Great question. These are great questions. Thank you. Folks, next week's going to be a big week leading up to this. I'm going to show you how, knowing the monthly open, knowing the 3-day high, 3-day low, and picking the right tickers work. Catherine, you get that inside your members portal. We got a whole class on it. Our whole option course in there if you want to review. Absolutely. Remember, let me ask that question again. You remember what date we go in? It kicks off the 4th trading day of each month. Wendy's got it. Everybody's got the routine down. Next thing you need is what tickers, what options, and when they expire. I think it's going to be so straightforward. Hey, it will be that truly set it and forget it. Yeah, matter of fact, David asked, will it work on a cash account? It's really designed for a cash account. That's what I was talking about. In fact, that's what I did. I moved a cash account, or going to to Tasty Trade, and Jonathan will throw that slide up there for anybody that wants to do it too. That'd be the platform I'll be using for this program. Tasty Trade. Yeah, you can use any account you want to use. I'm just saying I'll be using Tasty Trade. But a lot of people always ask me to give them a referral link, and Jonathan's got it. He'll post it. Folks, I want everybody to have a great weekend. I'll be back Sunday night, but I think this sort of opens your eyes to the power of my 3-day high, 3-day low. If you're in TNT, you've been seeing a lot of this in our blueprint, and now we're taking it to the next level. The next level. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. Jonathan, are you here? You going to post that link?
Yeah, I'll have to take over screen sharing to do it, but as soon as you want to take this slide that you're showing down, we're up to Tasty Trade.
You got it. Take it away.
Yeah, for the recordings this afternoon, they're both going to be available on the YouTube channel. So just head over to dtitrader.com/YouTube here when we're done here in a few minutes, and you'll be able to find those recordings under the live tab. All right, folks, get joined today. Call 904-706-3532, or you can just go to dtitwitter.com/burn, BURN. And have a great weekend. We'll see you Sunday night for the planning session.